Okay, good morning. This is lecture number 57 of Engineering Thermodynamics. In last lecture, we started drought system. We saw mechanical drought. Mechanical drought are of three types: forced drought, induced drought, and balanced drought. Now we'll see disadvantages of mechanical drought. Initial cost of mechanical drought is high since it required fan, induced drought fan, and forced drought fan. It also requires electricity for to run it. Running cost is also high due to requirement of electricity, but that is easily compensable by the saving of fuel consumption. Maintenance cost is also high because maintenance is required since it is a mechanical device. Noise level in the boiler is also high due to the noisy fan blower operation. Now steam jet draught. Steam jet draught is mainly used in the locomotive because in the locomotive is a uh, engine in which steam is exhausted, steam is discharged in the atmosphere without condensing it. Therefore, locomotive is called as a non-condensing type of power plant. But most of the power plant are condensing type of power plant. Condensing type of power plant means steam is condensed after being expanded in the turbine. After being expanded in the turbine, steam is condensed and that steam is circulates in the boiler and throughout the system. But in the locomotive, there is no system for the circulation or the condensation. Therefore, the steam after expansion in the steam engine, it is been exhausted. It has been discharged in the atmosphere. Therefore, the energy possessed by the steam it is going waste. To use to use that energy, the steam jet draught is very good application for utilizing the discharge of the waste steam. It is very simple and easy method for producing the artificial draught without the need of an electric motor. The steam under pressure is available in the boiler. Steam under pressure is available in the boiler that is being used for producing the steam draught or steam jet draught. When the small portion of steam is passed through the jet or nozzle, pressure energy converted into kinetic energy and steam come out with a high velocity. This high velocity steam carries along with it a large mass of air or flue gases and make it to flow through the boiler. Steam jet is directed towards the fixed direction and carries all its energy in the kinetic form. It creates some vacuum in the surrounding and so attract the air or flue gases either by carrying along with it. Thus, it has a capacity to make flow of the flue gases either by carrying or inducing toward the chimney. Now, we see forced draught. Steam jet draught are classified as a forced draught and induced draught. Now, look at this is furnace of the locomotive. This is a furnace of the locomotive. The steam which is discharged in the atmosphere, the some part of the steam is provided for producing the forced draught. Some part of the steam which is being discharged after expansion in the steam engine is utilized for producing the forced draught. This steam is supplied in the furnace below the grate, below the grates. Since this steam is a dry saturated, this steam can be utilized. This steam is passes through the furnace below the grate, which forces the flue gases into the chimney. In case of locomotive, natural draught is not possible. We have already seen that natural draught, for producing natural draught, chimney height is very important. But in the locomotive, chimney height cannot be much high because when the locomotive passes below the bridge, when it passes below the bridge or when it passing through the tunnel, the chimney height is restricted. Chimney height is restricted. Therefore, in case of locomotive, chimney height is very small and chimney height is not sufficient to produce natural draught. Therefore, steam jet draught is suitable. Steam jet draught or artificial draught is suitable. But since the steam it is not condensing type of plant, steam is going waste. and that steam is utilized for producing the draught. In the forced draught, steam is supplied through a grate, and which forces the flue gases into the chimney. Steam from the boiler after expansion in the steam turbine or the engine to the pressure of 1.5 to 1.5 bar to 2 bar is supplied to the jet or nozzle installed in the ash pit. The nozzle is installed in the ash pit. The steam emerging out of the nozzle with a great velocity drag air along with the flue bed, furnace, flue passage, and then in the chimney. Here the steam jet is forcing the air and flue gases to flow through boiler, hence it is forced steam jet draught. This steam jet draught forces the flue gases into the chimney. Therefore, this system is called as a forced steam jet draught. Now, induced steam jet draught. In induced steam jet draught, this is a smoke box. This is a smoke box. Smoke box is located exactly opposite to the furnace. From this direction, flue gases are moving. From this direction, flue gases are moving, and these gases are saturated here, collected here. But for the moment of the flue gases, draught is required. For producing a draught, a jet of discharge steam is supplied from this direction, which moves through the chimney, which produces a slight suction. Due to that suction, flue gases moves through the chimney and discharges in the atmosphere. The jet of a steam is directed into smoke box or chimney. The kinetic energy of the steam creates a partial vacuum. Partial vacuum is suction, which draws the air through the grate, ash pit, flues, and then to the chimney. This type of arrangement is employed in the locomotive boiler. Here, steam jet is sucking the flue gases through boiler, so it is induced steam jet draught. Now, advantage of steam jet draught: it is quite simple and cheap. It has the capacity of using low grade fuel. It occupies very less space. Initial cost is low. Maintenance cost is low. Exhaust steam from steam engine or turbine can be used easily in the steam jet draught. Now, disadvantages: it can operate only when some steam is generated. Steam jet draught is worked on the steam, and therefore steam is required to produce steam jet draught. Therefore, it required some steam which has been already generated. Therefore, after the generation of steam, this steam jet draught can be operated. Draught produce is very low. Now, draught losses. Now, what are the losses in the draught system? Loss due to the frictional resistance offered by flue gas passage to the flow of the flue gases. When the flue gas is flowing through the flue pipes, there is a friction resistance between flue gases and the flue passage. Loss due to bends in the gas flow pipe, which also offers low resistance. When the flue gases pass through the flue pipes, there are bends in the pipe, and which offers the resistance for the movement of the flue gases. Loss due to friction head in the grate, economizer, superheater. Loss due to flow resistance offered by the chimney. Loss due to imparting some velocity to flue gases, which is required to increase heat transfer in boiler and also to throw away the flue gases from the chimney. Now we will see draught system nomenclature. We have understood the basic terminologies of chimney in the last lecture. Now we will see remaining terminologies of the draught system. Look at here, this lower portion, this is a grate. This dotted line represents the grate, and lower portion is a ash pit, and this complete portion is a boiler. Now chimney height, this is a chimney, and chimney height is measured from the grate level. Now fresh air is supplied to the boiler. Fresh air is supplied to the furnace here. The pressure of the fresh air is supplied is atmospheric pressure, which is represented by PO, and PC is the pressure of a air, flue gases inside the chimney. Obviously, pressure of the flue gas inside the chimney is lower than the atmospheric pressure. Therefore, atmospheric air can be entered in the furnace. Now, when flue gases moves in the upward direction through the chimney, moves in the upward direction through the chimney, for some distance after discharging through the chimney, it moves in the vertical direction. When flue gases moves in the upward direction through the chimney, for some distance after discharging from the chimney, it moves in the vertical direction. After that, the direction of flue gases changes to the direction of air, and this movement of flue gases from the chimney to the vertical movement of the flue gases is called as a hot gas column. It's called as a hot gas column, which is represented by H dash. Now, total equivalent cold gas column, total equivalent cold gas column is the air outside the chimney. The air outside the chimney is represented by H plus H dash. Look at here. H is capital H is the height of chimney taken from the grate, measured from the grate to the top of the chimney. Now H dash represents the movement of flue gases in the vertical direction. Movement of flue gases in the vertical direction measured from the top of the chimney. After moving flue gases in the vertical direction, it changes its direction as per the direction of air movement. Okay, therefore the vertical movement of flue gas from chimney top is called as a hot gas column, which is represented by H dash. Okay, this is the atmosphere, this is a chimney, and this is a boiler. Now this H is the height of chimney, column of cold atmospheric air, and this is the equivalent column of hot gases. This is the equivalent column of hot gases. Okay, because hot gas moves from grate to the chimney. After chimney, it is moving in the upward direction. Therefore, total equivalent hot gas column is a H plus H dash. This is a U-tube manometer. U-tube manometer records the pressure difference between atmospheric air and the flue gas, and which is represented by small h. Small h is a draught produced in mm of water. Pressure difference is nothing but a draught. Pressure difference is nothing but a draught. This small h represents the draught in mm of water column. Now we'll start numericals. We'll start numericals on draught. Formulae: draught pressure in Newton per meter square. We can represent draught pressure in Newton per meter square or mm of water column. Okay, we'll see formula for both. Draught pressure in Newton per meter square is taken as small p is equal to 3463 h 1 by T1 minus m1 plus 1 m plus 1 upon mt2 in Newton per meter square, where small p is a pressure draught in Newton per meter square, capital H is a height of chimney, T1 is the temperature of atmospheric air, m is a mass flow rate of air per kg of fuel, m is a mass flow rate of air per kg of fuel, and T2 is the temperature of hot gas, hot flue gas. Then draught in mm of water column, which is represented by small h, and its formula is 353 capital H 1 by T1 minus m plus 1 upon mt2. Formula is same, only difference in the value, because we have converted Newton per meter square into mm of water. Therefore, this value is changed. The terminology is same. A capital H is the height of chimney, m is the mass flow rate of air in kg per kg of fuel, T1 is the temperature of ambient air, T2 is the temperature of hot flue gas. Then draught in column of hot gases, that is H dash. H dash is equal to capital H in bracket m upon m plus 1 into T2 by T1 minus 1 in meters. Draught in hot gas column is measured in term of meter. Velocity of flue gases through the chimney, which is represented by capital V. Capital V is equal to under root of 2g h dash. G is the acceleration due to gravity, and h dash is the height of hot flue draught in column of hot gases. When we take 2G out, G is a 9.81, it becomes 4.43. 9.81 root of 9.81 into 2 is a 4.43 under root of H dash. Now nomenclature. Small p is a drought pressure in Newton per meter square. Small h is a drought in mm of water. Capital H is a height of chimney in meter. T1 is the temperature of ambient air in Kelvin. T2 is the temperature of hot flue gas in Kelvin. M is the mass of air per kg of fuel. Unit, look at the unit. Unit of small m will be kg per kg of fuel. Kg is a kg of air per kg of fuel. M plus 1 is a mass of flue gases per kg of fuel. M plus 1 is a mass of flue gases per kg of fuel. Now first problem based on the chimney, based on the drought. A chimney is 20 meter high and the temperature of hot gases in the chimney is 320 degrees Celsius. The temperature of outside air is 23 degrees Celsius and the furnace is supplied with 15 kg of air per kg of coal burnt. Per kg of coal burnt. Calculate drought in mm of water. First we'll see given data. A chimney of 20 meter high means capital H is 20 meter, 28 meter. The temperature of hot gases in the chimney 320 degrees Celsius means T2 is 320 degrees Celsius and we have to take temperature in Kelvin. We will convert degrees Celsius in Kelvin by adding 273. It is 593 Kelvin. Then temperature of outside air, that is cold air, is 23. That is T1. T1 is 23 degrees Celsius, which is equal to 296 Kelvin. And the furnace is supplied with 15 kg of air per kg of coal. That is M. M is a 15 kg per kg of fuel or coal. Then calculate drought in mm of water, and drought in mm of water is represented by small h. Now formula for small h is 353H 1 upon T1 minus M plus 1 upon MT2. 353, capital H is 28, 1 upon T1. T1 is 296 minus M is 15 plus 1, then M 15 into 593. T2 is 593. It is coming to be 15.6 mm of water. Next problem. A boiler uses 18 kg of air, 18 kg air per kg of coal. Look at here. Mass flow rate of air is 18 kg per kg of fuel. Therefore, M is equal to 18 kg per kg of coal. Determine minimum height of chimney required. We have to calculate minimum height of chimney, that is H is question mark. To produce a draught of 25 mm of water. Here draught of mm of water is given. To produce a draught of 25 mm of water, that is small h is 25 mm of water. The mean temperature of chimney gas is 315 degrees Celsius. Therefore, T2 is 315 degrees Celsius and in Kelvin it is 588 Kelvin. And that of outside air is 27 degrees Celsius. That is cold air temperature. T1 is equal to 27 degrees Celsius, which is equal to 300 Kelvin. Now we have to calculate capital H. We will use same formula because draught in mm of water is given. Therefore, minimum height of chimney H will be calculated from the formula. This formula H equal to 353H 1 upon T1 minus M plus 1 upon MT2. Here it is 25, 353H is unknown here. 1 by T1, T1 is given, that is 300 degrees Celsius, 300 Kelvin. Then mass flow rate is given, that is 18, and T2 is given 588. Okay, we will use this formula here. H is unknown and H will be coming out to be 47.2 meter. Then some more formula. Condition for maximum discharge through chimney. Condition for maximum discharge through chimney. T2 is equal to 2 M plus 1 upon M into T1. If the temperature of flue gases is taken by this formula, in that case discharge through the chimney will be maximum. Discharge through the chimney will be maximum. Okay, let us calculate draught for maximum discharge. Draught for maximum discharge. When we put value of T2 in equation of H, that is in this equation if you put the value of T2 for maximum discharge, we will get this expression, that is 176.5 H upon T1. This is the drought produced in mm of water for maximum discharge. Okay, look at the problem. A chimney is 30-meter high. Height of chimney is 30 meter, and the temperature of atmospheric air is 12 degrees Celsius. That is T1 is at 12 degrees Celsius, means 285 Kelvin. Calculate drought produced in mm of water under the condition of maximum discharge. We have to calculate drought produced in mm of water, but under the condition of maximum discharge. Therefore, we have to use the formula of maximum discharge condition. Which we have to calculate drought produced for maximum discharge condition, that is small h, and the formula is H is equal to 176.5 into H upon T1. H and T1 both are given. H should be in meter and T should be in Kelvin. Therefore 176.5 into 30 upon 285. 285 is T1, which is coming to be 18.6 mm of water. Next problem. A chimney is 60 meter high. Height of chimney is 60 meter. The temperature of atmospheric air is 27 degrees Celsius. Temperature of atmospheric air is 27 degrees Celsius. If 15 kg of air per kg of fuel is used, M is equal to 15 kg of air per kg of fuel. Find the maximum discharge of hot gases. Find for maximum discharge. First is the temperature of hot gases. Find for maximum discharge. First is temperature of hot gases, that is T2. Second is draught pressure in mm of water, that is H. You have to calculate. The temperature of hot flue gas for maximum discharge is T2 is equal to 2m plus 1 upon m into T1. Here mass flow rate is given, T1 is also given, therefore we can calculate easily. 2 into 15 plus 1 upon 15 into 300, which is 640 Kelvin. T1 27 degrees Celsius is given, which is 300 in Kelvin. Then draught pressure in mm of water, H equal to 176.5 H upon T1. 176 H is equal to 50 is given, 60 is given, then T1 is 300. It is coming to be 35.3 mm of water. Now power required to drive fan. Now there are two types of fan we use, induced draught fan and forced draught fan. Therefore power required to drive forced draught fan and induced draught fan will be different. Now forced draught fan is a place before the chimney, before the furnace, which handles atmospheric air, and the induced draught fan is placed before the chimney, which handles flue gases. Therefore, in case of induced draught fan, we will consider atmospheric temperature, that is T1, and in case of induced draught fan, we will consider T2, flue gas temperature. Okay, power required to drive forced draught fan. Look at here, capital P is a power. We have taken small p for pressure draught in Newton per meter square, and this is a capital P for power. Its formula is small p small m mt1 upon 60 into 353 into efficiency of fan. Here we are calculating efficiency of forced draught, therefore efficiency of fan will be efficiency of forced draught fan. Now here P is the pressure draught in Newton per meter square. Suppose draught is given in mm of water, then we will use this formula and this term will change. In term of mm of water, it will be small h into small m, capital M into T1 upon 60 into 36 into efficiency of fan. Now from both the unit, from both the formula, unit will come out to be a watt. Now power required to drive induced draught fan. In forced draught fan, we have taken temperature as T1 because temperature of T1 is the atmospheric temperature, and forced draught fan handles atmospheric temperature, atmospheric air. Power required to drive induced draught fan. Formula is same, only T1 is replaced by T2. P small m capital M T2 upon 60 into 353 into efficiency of fan. This is in term of small p, and in term of small h small m capital M T2 upon 60 into 36 into efficiency of fan. In this case we have to consider efficiency of induced draught fan, and here we have to consider efficiency of forced draught fan, and unit is watt. Here we are considering T2 because induced draught fan handles flue gases, and the temperature of flue gas is taken as T2. Now ratio of power of FD fan to ID fan. The power required to drive FD fan upon power required to drive ID fan. If we take ratio of this P and this P, it will be T1 upon T2. It will be T1 upon T2 because everything will get cancelled. Now nomenclature: small p is the pressure draught in Newton per meter square, small h is the draught in mm of water, eta F is the efficiency of fan, small m is the mass of air per kg of fuel, that is kg per kg of fuel. Now capital M is the mass of fuel in kg per minute. Capital M is the mass of fuel in kg per minute. T1 is the temperature of outside air, T2 is the temperature of flue gases. Look at the numerical. A boiler fitted with a forced draught fan. A boiler fitted with a forced draught fan has a following particular: mass of air required 20 kg per kg of air, that is small m. Then mass of fuel used 1500 kg per hour, that is capital M. But capital M we want in kg per minute, therefore divided by 60. Temperature of outside air, that is T1 42 degrees Celsius, in Kelvin it is 315 Kelvin. Temperature of chimney gas, that is T2 168 degrees Celsius. 168 degrees Celsius, that is 441 Kelvin. Then draught pressure 40 mm of water, that is small h 40 mm of water. Efficiency of fan, that is eta F 70%, that is 0.7. Determine the power required to drive fan. Here forced draught fan is given, and here asking determine power required to drive fan, means we have to calculate power required to drive forced draught fan. If boiler is equipped with induced draught fan instead of forced draught fan, what will the power required to drive it? In last sentence it is saying instead of forced draught fan, if it is equipped with a induced draught fan, what will the power required? Ultimately we have to calculate power required to drive forced draught fan and power required to drive induced draught fan. Okay. Power required to drive forced draught fan first, which is indicated by P. Since we are calculating both, we are taking P1 for forced draught. Small h, small m, mt1 upon 60 into 36 into eta F. Now in this case efficiency for forced draught fan and induced draught fan are not given separately. Therefore whatever efficiency is given for fan, we will use for both induced draught fan and forced draught fan. If in the numerical efficiency is given separately for induced draught fan and forced draught fan, then you have to take separate. Okay. Now small h is 40, small m is 20, capital M is 25, T1 is a 315, then 60 into 36 into eta F is 0.7, and it is coming out to be 4167 watt. Then power required to drive induced draught fan. Formula is same, instead of T1 there will be T2. Now T2 is 441 Kelvin, and it is coming out to be 5833 watt. Now next numerical based on efficiency of chimney. Now the formula for efficiency of chimney is eta C is equal to H dash G upon 1000 into Cp into T2 minus T1. Now formula for H dash we have already taken in case of draught. H dash is the draught in hot gas column, which is equal to H m upon m plus 1 into T2 by T1 minus 1. Now H dash is the height of flue gas column in meter. T2 is the Now in this case, T2 is the temperature of flue gas in chimney with natural draught. T2 is the temperature of flue gas, which is like a previous problem. T2 is the temperature of flue gas in the chimney with natural draught. It means in previous problem T2 we are taking considering as a natural gas, natural draught. Now T3. T3 is the temperature of flue gases in the chimney with artificial draught in Kelvin. G is the acceleration due to gravity, 9.81 meter per second square, and Cp is the specific heat of flue gas. If not given, take 1.005 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. 1.005 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. Now in chimney, height of 50 meter. In chimney of height 50 meter, that is chimney height is 50 meter. Temperature of flue gases with a natural draught. Temperature of flue gases with a natural draught means T2. 367 degrees Celsius means 640 Kelvin. The temperature of waste gases means the flue gases, by using artificial draught is 127 degrees Celsius. That is T3. 127 degrees Celsius in Kelvin is 400. The temperature of outside air, that is T1, 27 degrees Celsius. T1 is 27 degrees Celsius, which is equal to 300 Kelvin. If air supplied is 19 kg per kg of fuel burnt, that is small m, 19 kg per kg of fuel. Determine the efficiency of chimney, that is efficiency of chimney we have to calculate. Assume Cp 1.005 kilojoule per kg Kelvin for flue gases. Now height of hot gas column we have to calculate first, H dash, because in the efficiency formula there is a H dash. In efficiency formula there is a H dash, therefore we need to calculate H dash first using this formula. Now H dash is equal to H is here, capital H is equal to 50, then M is equal to 19, then T2 is 640 and T1 is 300. This is a temperature of flue gases using natural draught, and this is a temperature of ambient air, and capital H dash is coming out to be 51.33 meters. Now efficiency of chimney is taken as H dash eta C is equal to H dash G upon 1000 into Cp in bracket T2 minus T3. Now H dash we have calculated as 51.33 and G is the acceleration due to gravity, which is 9.81. 1000. Now 1000 is taken for converting Cp into joule per kg Kelvin. Cp we are taking 1.005, it is in kilojoule per kg Kelvin. If you multiply it by 1000, it becomes joule per kg Kelvin. Okay, for balancing the units. Then T2 with a natural draught 640, temperature of flue gas with natural draught 640, and T3 is a 400 Kelvin, temperature of flue gas with artificial draught, and it is coming to be efficiency of chimney is coming to be 0.0021, which is equal to 0.21%.